shit though, dude.
Well, here we go again. Another conservative has been arrested by the Portland police. Now, this sidewalk has to be the most famous sidewalk in Portland because of this.
Get assaulted, you're gonna be pushed, you're gonna be... Don't do that!
So Nick Sorter was just trying to prove a point, that if you're wanting to walk through this sidewalk, for some reason, protesters can just block it off and tell you to move away. And now somebody has been arrested once again for this exact same thing. Now, if you are new here, just so you know, this is right next to the Portland Federal Building, where we have seen protests and clashes with federal agents for well over 100 days in a row now. So we have a lot to dig into, because if this camp pops back up and these protesters just take over the sidewalk, the people we have been trying to help, this is not good news for them. So make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. When you guys like these videos, subscribe, promote these videos, it helps everybody out in this area we've been helping.
So what's your name?
My name's Austin, man.
And why are you out here, Austin?
To be honest, I used to go to the Antifa riots back, like, you know, pre-COVID, during COVID and stuff.
You did?
Yeah.
You were on their side.
Yeah, and then, you know...
Okay, so this is the man that got arrested. I was doing some research to see who he was. Well, it turns out he came down to the ICE building to spread the gospel, to talk to Antifa about Jesus, to talk about peace, because he used to go to the Antifa events. So I always find it rather interesting when people say Antifa doesn't exist. There are so many people out there who are like, no, I used to be in it, or I used to hang out with them. And this is one of those guys. He came down here to try and help them out and figure out, hey, how can we bring some peace on this earth? And just to give some credit, that was done by Ocean Plot. He's down there interviewing people. He has amazing interviews, so thank you for this video. Go follow Ocean Plot. I love the interviews he does. Okay, so here's where things get heated. Alston tries to walk through the sidewalk, and then it turns pretty confrontational. And I'll let you guys decide how you feel about this. I just want to show you the raw clip.
Back, Tommy.
You can't touch shit that's not yours.
Is that what you want? Go ahead, punch the fucking
Anybody's pretty, just like you. Hey, what do you and Lil Richie have in common?
Now again, it is important to note, this is the same exact area these protesters have been told you cannot be here. All the way back in June, I've actually been covering this same exact camp, same exact spot. So again, for some reason, these protesters just seem like this seems to be the safe spot, or this is where the camp is just always going to be.
Hey, you're gonna need a bigger stick than that, old boy. You're gonna need a bigger stick than that, I guarantee this.
You're holding a weapon, officers? Let's go.
This is a public sidewalk. I'll go where the fuck I want.
Sex offenders! Sex offenders!
Okay, so let me just rewind that back real quick, and it does look like he gets touched by the stick. So you can see right there, he lifts the stick up, and from this angle, it looks like he gets touched, and that's why he takes the stick.
Sex offenders! Sex offenders!
You wanna fucking die? Is that what you want? What's wrong?
Don't fucking touch shit that's not yours. Don't fucking touch shit that's not yours.
Sidewalk, brother. I'll touch you wherever the fuck.
Fucking touch shit that's not yours.
I'll touch wherever the fuck you on the sidewalk.
What's your problem?
It's locked on the public sidewalk.
So you saw right there, he just got pushed from behind. Watch his backpack go up in the air.
It's locked on the public sidewalk.
Boom, right there. Now again, the big question is, why are we allowing this to even happen? Especially now that the White House knows about this sidewalk. They've seen the Nick Sorter clip. The big question is, why are we even allowing this to happen? If you just clear the sidewalk, none of this would ever happen from either side. And again, this was all on video. I mean, you guys can form your own opinion, but multiple times he was touched by the stick and from behind. Now, I know I always do this to you guys, but there may or may not be somebody in this video who broke a court order to not be down here. Remember, guys, when you subscribe to my channel, you have to understand we pretty much know who every single person is in the videos you're seeing, even when they're masked up or not masked up. But a journalist who's been covering this story for a very long time noticed someone in the video that's not supposed to be down here, and I will leave it at that. Maybe in the near future we will put it out there publicly, since I'm assuming there's gonna have to be an arrest done because somebody broke their court order, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. You're under arrest.
That's bullshit, though, dude. Did you not see the fucking...
I'm trying to. Thanks, man, please. And he gets arrested.
And there's the police. The dude gets attacked by like 20 people.
He gets
He defends himself, and the cops come and arrest him.
And I'm arrested.
Unreal.
So yeah, leave your comments down below how you feel about this arrest. I mean, this entire sidewalk has always been problematic for the last several months, but now it continues to still be a problem. Now, speaking of breaking court orders, apparently Tommy Boy himself broke a court order, and he was also arrested last night. Now, I think by now many of you know who Tommy is. He became famous for defending himself, and then he's been arrested multiple times, but you'll see in this video, the day before he gets arrested, he actually gets warned that there's a court order that says you can't be near the ICE building by 200 feet.
All right, we need to talk to you. Yeah.
I know you're recording too, just so you know.
I didn't do nothing right.
No.
Like,
Hold on. You are in violation of court order. So
You're not under arrest.
not under arrest right now, but you're in violation of that court order. So we're gonna help educate you on that.
I thought 200.
So yeah, so 200 feet.
Here's a little hasty map.
They're
The
saying
corner.
he's too close.
Yeah, you absolutely have been too close. So I wouldn't go past this apartment building. I would say
Where's that at? Right here?
this one right here.
Okay.
And the way I was Googling it on my Google map with the measurement, it was almost to the middle of the hedge, like in between both of those apartment complexes.
Okay.
And to be safe,
All right.
it looks like it might be,
That parking thing?
yeah, if not, a little further.
So according to the Portland police, they have a court order on Tommy Boy that if you are within 200 feet of the building, like you pass that mark, you will be arrested. And we will see that arrest here soon, but I'm trying to prove the point that the Portland police, they have orders and they have mission statements as far as you need to arrest this man because of a court order. So in that last clip, again, I'm not going to say who it is, there is somebody in that video who also broke that court order. The question is, will the Portland police actually go through and arrest that person? Subscribe to my channel because I definitely will be bringing that up again.
Like I said,
I'll just go back over
This
there.
is literally just a hasty map.
Thank you for letting me know.
But you're going to be documented every single time you violate this. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I thought I figured
You're running the risk. So the court order is from a judge in the court system, right? So you're basically giving the finger to the court system.
I think it was a mistake,
So,
though, right?
I didn't realize that 200 feet was that
What's a
far
mistake?
away.
The court order from a judge?
No, the 200 feet. He
Yeah,
didn't
I
measure.
I was being educated right now.
I just want to mention also, the last 4 months of me covering this story, it wasn't up until like these couple of weeks we started to see policemen in yellow shirts. We never saw these police say, "Are you defying the judge?" Because when that encampment was still up, I never saw videos like this. These protesters would just show back up.
No, that's why I said I'm not going. No, I thought this
Okay.
was 22.
So I think one thing we should clarify, when I walked up and started interviewing you, you were telling me that you couldn't be within 200 feet and
Yeah.
you were going to honor that.
Yeah, I'm
And then the
not going-
police
I-
said you were too close and you
Yeah.
didn't know that.
No, I mean 200 feet's not. I don't know.
We could get a measuring tape.
Yeah, they just don't want me out here because we're making a difference, you guys. We're making a difference. We're bringing patriots out here. We're making our voices heard.
Now, interesting enough, Tommy Boy actually filmed his own arrest.
The cops are here.
You're under arrest. You got a warrant. You're under arrest. Put the cigarette out.
And he says, "You got a warrant, you're under arrest." And now we know it's because he broke that court order where he was within that 200-foot bubble. So yeah, you guys can leave your comments down below how you feel about this. I think by now this is Tommy Boy's third time he's been arrested, and as I make this video, apparently Tommy is still in jail. So I was trying to extend this video and post it later, but I gotta make the video, and he's still in jail as I make this video. Okay, so check this out. Ocean Plot on X, he decided to measure out himself whether or not Tommy actually broke the court order from the very edge of the ice building to where that initial interview was being done. According to Ocean Plot, he said, if my measurements are accurate, Tommy may have violated the order by 40 feet. I use city plot maps to find the property edge. I will try to confirm this in person tomorrow. I need to understand how many people have been geo-banned from this location and why.
Careful.
Okay, so this clip is from less than 24 hours ago, and it looks like nothing is really changing that much down by the Portland Federal Building. You still have protesters who are breaking the law, and federal agents are having to chase them. But I also want to show you guys, it is not that common for the federal agents to have to run all the way down the block. Again, my question is, there are times when the Portland police show up, but then there are times when they're not there. I really want to know, like, why can't the police and the federal agents just work together and do what Kristi Noem has been asking Portland? Just please secure these outer perimeters, just have a cop out there, because there are federal agents who are having to run down the street and chase a man who broke a crime, or a woman. We don't know who it is.
Anytime you see the green hats here, they are going to do something stupid. Yo, I gotta get up back here.
And this was filmed by Right Side Rebel. If you guys want to go give her a follow and check her out, she's also been posting a ton of videos and content down by the ice building. Okay, so from here, I want to shift gears. I'm sure you're probably hearing this same exact thing, how Antifa is not real, and then others are saying Antifa is real. Well, I found this Fox News segment where very recently, TPUSA students over in New Jersey at a college, they wanted their professor banned because they were saying he was involved with Antifa. I am very curious how you guys feel about this, because again, we keep seeing people who either talk about Antifa, write books about Antifa, say they've been in Antifa, yet you have like Antifa deniers. It's rather interesting.
Point chapter tells me they're not going anywhere. They're calling for the university to cut ties with an assistant professor that they call Dr. Antifa. So this is who it is. It's Mark Bray there on your screen. He teaches history at Rutgers University. Turning Point is demanding the school fire him because they believe he's a member of Antifa. What is that? Well, the White House declared it a domestic terrorist organization, so they don't believe that this guy should be on campus. Bray tells the New York Times, I'm not a member, I just study it.
Now, I do want to throw out there are people who know Antifa exists, but I've seen arguments where they don't like that the Trump administration designated them as a terror organization because you could have misidentification for people who call themselves Antifa, but they're not actually Antifa. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I've seen some high-level dialogue. I might talk about that on my videos later, where I've seen people say, like, okay, this guy might say he's Antifa, but is he really a member of a terror organization? I personally don't follow that rule of thinking, but, you know, it's out there.
He's widely known to be a very biased professor to students who have different political views than him. We do not want our taxpayer money funding Antifa professors. It's not right. It shouldn't be happening.
So that's what Turning Point told us on campus, but Bray literally wrote the book on Antifa, Dana. He published it.
So this professor quite literally wrote a book called Antifa, the Anti-Fascist Handbook. He wrote the handbook pretty much for Antifa, according to this report.
Antifa, the Anti-Fascist Handbook, back in 2017. You can see it there. And in that book, he said himself that 50% of the proceeds were donated to the International Anti-Fascist Defense Fund. Bray has now fled the country, slamming Turning Point for trying to take his job.
Yeah, so he actually fled the country. Do you guys think that's a red flag to just leave the country?
I'm a researcher, I'm a dad, I'm just trying to kind of live my life here. And it's really, I think, hypocritical for the alleged, free speech absolutists of Turning Point USA to basically try to use cancel culture against me simply because they don't like my ideas.
So after the group called for Bray to be fired, thousands of people at Rutgers asked the university to kick Turning Point off campus. It's a petition that was signed by thousands, including a Rutgers professor, according to our Fox Digital team. Back out here in the newsroom, Rutgers tells Fox that the university is committed to upholding the rights of students and faculty to free speech, but it wouldn't comment on this controversy specifically at all.
I mean, yeah, this is a guy who wrote the Antifa handbook, so this is going to be quite an interesting case, and I might have to take a read and look into that and see what his information says about Antifa. But again, there are people who are still saying Antifa is not a real thing, yet this guy, a professor, wrote a book on it. So leave your comments down below if you're also seeing a lot of Antifa deniers. I know recently Jimmy Kimmel said they're not a real thing. All right, we are back in front of the Portland Federal Building. So there's a lot going on right now in Portland. You have the National Guard. They still might be deployed here. Kristi Noem of Homeland Security, she wants to purchase more buildings around Portland to support the deportation operations. You have noise complaints. Apparently this weekend there's supposed to be people pointing lasers at helicopters. So we'll see what happens, but what I can tell you is this: you're going to get the best and most factual information on my channel that has to do with this story, because we have the best journalists we've been working with on this channel. Thank you guys so much for everything. God bless, and we'll see you all later.